Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Nintendo Network at E3 2011. I'm Brian Corsetti, and I'm going to be with you throughout the show for in-depth coverage and behind-the-scenes glimpses of what you're not going to see anywhere else. But right now, I'd really like to go behind the scenes and catch up with Nintendo's Cindy Gordon. Hey, Cindy, how you doing?
Hey, Brian. I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
I am just checking out our new Facebook page and also looking at our Twitter page. Mr. Iwata is live tweeting throughout E3. You know what? I'm just about to head up to the stage. You want to come with me?
Sure.
Let's go.
Everyone's been asking about the new console. Can you give us some inside information?
Well, Brian, you know better than that. We like to surprise our fans, but I can tell you we're going to make a whole lot of news in just a few minutes.
What about the Nintendo 3DS?
That was our big news last year,
Right.
And we have a lot of exciting developments and new games. And the other news is that overnight we launched the Nintendo eShop.
Oh, cool. So it's like an interactive place for everybody.
Absolutely.
For the Nintendo 3DS.
Absolutely. It's a place to browse and buy.
Tell me about Zelda.
It's the 25th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
And we the opening of the presentation.
Which is happening right now.
I gotta get
Presentation ends. So now let's go back live to the Nintendo kickoff of E3.
Get my remarkable steps. I do and your initiation is our feet in the valley and over the smash our valve throw and ignition and then you're not working it.
Watching the Nintendo Network. Thanks for watching the Nintendo Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the creator of The Legend of Zelda, Shigeru Miyamoto.
Hello everyone and welcome. Zelda. It sure does bring back memories. Okay. I'd like to ask Mr. Bill Toinen from Nintendo of America to translate for me once again this year. Ready?
This year is the 25th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. Now, since we first released this game back in the 8-bit NES days, the gameplay and the visuals have constantly evolved with each new hardware system. And so has the music. Now, the song that you heard Now, music is an indispensable piece of The Legend of Zelda. The feelings you get when you solve a puzzle or open a treasure chest or are helped by a fairy are in part created by the music that you hear at each of those moments. And of course, Link has often used a musical instrument as an important item in each of his quests. But since we have a full orchestra here today, a very talented one, I think we should ask them to play some of these songs live for us. What do you think? Okay, let's start. Next, how about opening a treasure chest? Getting an item. That was a little short. Let's try something a little bit longer. How about the melody from A Fairy's Fountain? Isn't that nice? This one with the full orchestra. Getting an item. Oh.
Item get.
There we go. Very nice. Very nice. For remembering these simple 8-bit Zelda tunes in this age of high-end game machines. So, for the 25th anniversary, we have prepared a Zelda game for each of our hardware systems. First off, although the Nintendo eShop launched only yesterday for Nintendo 3DS, starting today, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening will be available as the first title in the Game around the world by day's end. Now, this is a game that we created, perhaps with the most unbridled creativity of any game in the series. And I think it's great for people who are playing The Legend of Zelda 3D will launch for Nintendo 3DS around the world. Sweeping scenery of Hyrule. For those of you who are playing it for the first time, we've included hint movies to help you along the way if you need it. And for those of you who have played the game in the past, we have included the mirrored Legend of Zelda Master Quest mode. And we've also added a boss challenge mode. Next up, we have coming in September on Nintendo DSi, the 4-player cooperative Legend of Zelda 4 Swords that we're going to make available to all of you as a free download. So because this is a 4-player Zelda game, we hope you will gather all of your friends together. And then finally, we will be launching The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This will be out worldwide this holiday season for Wii. It's finally done. Now, the game is going to use Wii Motion Plus to swing your sword. And it's also going to help make using items like the bow and arrow simpler. And so, in honor of this, we're going to create a special gold Wii remote that will also be available as a promotion when we launch the game. So you can look forward to that as well. Now, it's great exercise. Now, from a volume standpoint, the game is packed full of content. And I think that we're going to be able to deliver to you the most satisfying Zelda experience of any game in the series. And then, of course, because these are games, they have many elements that I think you need to play yourself to truly understand. So I hope you'll all play both The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D and Skyward Sword on the show floor this week. In each region around the world. So let's give a big round of applause for our orchestra today, who's done a fantastic job. So we'll be holding these concerts in each region. They'll be happening in the fall, and you can look forward to more announcements from Japan, the US, and Europe about the specific dates. Additionally, we're preparing 2 music CDs. The first is the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D official soundtrack. And this is going to be made available as a gift to those who are among the first to register the game with Club Nintendo. The other CD that we're working on is going to be based on the Legend of Zelda 25th Anniversary Symphony Concerts, and will be used in conjunction with the release of Skyward Sword. So you can look forward to that as well. We're also planning a number of other events and activities to celebrate the 25th anniversary beyond these, so you can look forward to more announcements later this year. So For the last 25 years, the Legend of Zelda series has been supported by an incredibly large development team. Just internally within Nintendo, over 200 people have worked directly on the series. And I have been truly honored to be able to work with such talented people. And we have several of them here today, so I would like to invite them on stage as well. Series. And I think perhaps you all know Eiji Aonuma, who is the producer of the Legend of Zelda series. But what's most important in all of this are all of the fans who have played the Legend of Zelda over the years. So all of you who have been playing and supporting the series, we would like to thank to end this section of our presentation. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nintendo's global president, Satoru Iwata.
Good morning. When we launched Nintendo DS and Wii over the last several years, most importantly, how we play. The boundaries that once divided players by age group or personality or even by gender are starting to be erased. But mental boundaries still exist in how game systems are defined. Some hardware is seen as appropriate for only the most active, passionate players. Yet, this is exactly what we intend to create with our new home platform. How might that happen? I will suggest two words: deeper and wider. The new platform will provide deeper game experiences than what even the most passionate gamer has realized before. And it will offer wider appeal to gamers, wider even than for Wii. And as you will begin to understand this week, it will let everyone see games in a different way. We are going to leave the full details for a little later this morning, but I wanted you to understand that for Nintendo, the goal of innovation is to serve every player, even though each brings to video games an individual appetite, a personal passion, and a distinct gaming history. I believe our new platform represents a major step toward reaching our goal. However, our new home console is a product to look forward to next year. This year, there are bold new experiences coming for Nintendo 3DS, and several of the franchises you know so well.
Hello.
New home console, this is exactly what we're also aiming for with Nintendo 3DS. And that's coming in several ways. Let me start with the things that matter most to gamers, those new headline titles for Nintendo 3DS. As you just saw, we've got 5 key ones to show you this week. On the show floor, you'll see these games in full 3D. But here on stage, of course, we can only offer you 2D versions. So, let's get going. First off the line is Mario Kart. It's a game you've enjoyed for years, but this entirely new Mario Kart races into the stores this holiday season. In 1993, Nintendo created a video game that many said made them feel like they were flying in 3D. Now, Star Fox is back, and with Nintendo 3DS, this time the 3D is entirely real. When Fox jumps back into the cockpit, and there's something fun coming to group play, too. Yes, the faces and voices of your fellow pilots are still there, but this time they're real. The Nintendo 3DS cameras record every reaction, whether they're on your tail or you're on theirs. Celebrating their kills or going down in flames, it'll all be there for you to watch. Soaring and banking in real 3D arrives in U.S. stores this September. Once you've played Super Mario 3D, I think you'll agree it incorporates quite a tale. So when do all players get a chance to play? Before the year is over. Last year at E3, a lot of you came away satisfied knowing at last that Kid Icarus was returning. This E3, Mr. Sakurai
And Max, it's always a pleasure. Sorry I'm late. I had other business to attend to.
Wait, you two know each other? darkness are numbered.
Pit on both land and in the air is going to be great, but it gets better. This week on the show floor, you'll be scoring off against several human opponents because you're going to discover 3-on-3 reality cards to conduct battles. The Uprising comes to retail later this year. And finally, let's talk about that new game announcement. Make no mistake, the first brother of video games is back, and Luigi's Mansion 2 is not a simple revision. It's an entire to show you more of their upcoming work. In fact, the library of content opened up overnight. Downloading the enhanced internet browser and the Nintendo eShop will move you well beyond anything Nintendo's offered digitally before. You can search for game info, and you'll find multiple videos and screenshots. This week's system update is also the key to unlocking 10 separate 3D game trailers. And game demos will also be available later this year for either downloadable or retail software. Add to this and that means classic portable games, starting with Game Yes Days. Games given new life with a 3D. Excitebike is now 27 years old. It doesn't get much more retro than that, but it's still a blast. But for the first time, Pokemon will spring to life, not only in 3D, but also in the real world. Owners of the Pokemon Black and Pokemon White versions are familiar with the Pokédex, an item given to them in the game that registers and indexes over 150 new Pokemon. With Nintendo 3DS, an enhanced Pokédex remaining Pokemon via Spot Pass, receive them from friends, or by scanning special AR markers. You can search and sort, filter the data in multiple ways, making it the essential AR marker. And with it, the Pokemon image can be superimposed in real-world backdrops, whether that's your living room or the Grand Canyon. You can assemble a scene with several Pokemon together, save it to your SD card, and load it onto your PC to share with your friends. Pokédex 3D is available exclusively through the Nintendo eShop on the Nintendo 3DS. It's not in stores. And it couldn't be easier to get your hands on it. Just perform the simple system update, and you'll only need a couple of clicks to find your complimentary Pokédex. It's our gift to you. In all, Nintendo 3DS means social, it means connection, it redefines interaction, and it delivers it all in full 3D display. Of course, there is one more order You might remember how the Wii name began to make perfect sense once you started hearing it as Wii. It was clear how much fun the prevailing fit just for you. And the answer to that question is an emphatic absolutely. In fact, we're so convinced of it that we put that pronoun right in the name. So today, welcome to the world of Wii U. It's a system we will all enjoy together, but also one that's tailor-made for you. utopian? The answer is also yes to all of this, and here's the reason why. This is the new controller for Wii U. You game personally, and it can change the way you interact with your family and friends. To begin explaining, let's take a little quick peek at Wii U in action.
I believe this video may have answered some questions, but it probably raised several others too. So please let me provide a little more explanation. Up until now, home console games had to occupy the TV screen in order to be played. But the new controller for Wii U with 6.2-inch screen built in means you won't need to give up your gameplay when someone else comes into the room and wants to watch a TV program. Of course, it's backward compatible. So, with it, there is no need to use the big screen TV. But this device is designed to appeal to all people, particularly the most experienced and dedicated players. We believe you will love the Rumble feature. But that's not all. The Wii U controller also includes a touchscreen, a microphone, speakers, and accelerometers, a gyroscope, and an inward-facing camera. Just as with Nintendo 3DS, Wii U was created so that the widest variety of games can be supported. That means those aimed at experienced players who can handle a number of buttons and a circle path using both their hands, and those games which can be played really intuitively without the need for any button or stylus input. However, please understand that it was not designed to be a portable video up-to-date, high-quality HD images, even without using the screen in your hands. Or you can place the new controller by itself on a table and play without the need for a TV at all. Or games can be structured to use two screens at the same time. The example you saw on the video earlier, such as playing baseball, similar one between you, your friends, and your family, all interacting in the same room. This can include web browsing, using the big screen for sharing the photos or videos you found online, or enjoying video chat on the Wii U controller, even while watching a TV program. It's a new structure for home entertainment. But to play. So let's hear first from the developer who has given new possibilities. Mr. Miyamoto.
We can make games that you play only in the palm of your hands, even when something else is on TV. And we can also make entertainment that uses both the TV and the smaller screen. It's up to the designers to decide how to use this, based on what is best for the games they're making. The hardware itself has the capability, so the games can be designed both ways. More than anything, I'm really looking forward to new styles of play in ways we haven't thought of yet. I think this has a lot of possibilities. And there are so many, we're just trying to decide where to begin. I think there won't be a shortage of ideas.
I explained the concept of Wii U to Mr. Sakurai, who was developing Kid Icarus, Wii U. What Mr. Sakurai make Smash Brothers for both Nintendo 3DS and Wii U to make it work together on both platforms. Well, since his team is still involved in the final work for the Kid Icarus, maybe I shouldn't go into any details today. But I think I have just promised you that Smash Brothers will be developed for Nintendo 3DS and for Wii U, and that the software will work together in some fashion.
Thank you, Mr. Iwata. Stating that Wii U will change the way you play games is a pretty bold assertion. So this week, we're providing tangible proof. In the convention center, you're going to find interactive demonstrations. Let me show you just an early example of what this system can do. Let me highlight a couple of more experiences. Something that looks a lot like New Super Mario Bros. Wii Me plays right alongside Mario. And third, a new form of multiplayer. Chase Me is set in a familiar-looking Nintendo world. If you've got the new controller, you've got a bird's eye view of the 4 folks trying to catch you, and that definitely improves your odds. On the show floor, make sure to try both perspectives. Finally, we applied that same idea to create a different kind of shooter. Two galactic fighters on the ground are shooting up at a spaceship. And a in partnership with TT Games, a Warner Brothers entertainment company. This will be a new installment in the LEGO series that sold over 60 million copies in North America and Europe. More than half of those have sold on Nintendo platforms. So it only seems fitting that LEGO City Stories, a new open-world game packed with action, is coming exclusively to both Wii U and Nintendo 3DS. In fact, developers from around the world see the vast promise of Wii U. But you don't have to take my word for it. Here's a sample of what they're saying.
Once we saw the new console together with the new controller, my mind immediately started racing to what we can do with this in the world of sports.
And there was total shock and amazement, from the team.
I call it the Swiss Army knife of controllers. It does absolutely everything you could want.
This new controller really revolutionizes the traditional pad.
Connectivity, advanced graphics, an engaging interface.
The ability to have asymmetrical gameplay. So one player can be doing one thing while another player can be doing something else on the TV.
友達の対戦やってるのを阻害せず、隣の友達が別の画面を持って楽しむこともできるし。
A full console experience that's getting streamed. I have a little headphones. My wife will be asleep, and I, put in headphones and play a full.
On the new console at launch.
鉄拳16年の歴史の中で、実は任天堂さん据え置き機では初となる鉄拳になります。
Batman Arkham City is going to be on the new console.
In assembly of the new controller.
They really know how to keep us developers on our toes.
It seems like Nintendo sort of heard the voices of the hardcore gamer.
We couldn't be more excited to be able to bring the power of EA Sports to Nintendo's new console.
It's not just more
We've got a lot to look forward to when they arrive in final form.
I'm very happy that so many developers already are responding to the potential for creating as the most successful independent publisher in industry history to join us on stage. Please join me in
Over the years, I've made E3 appearances with several console partners, but never before with Nintendo. What brings us together today is a breakthrough in our relationship based on a stunning breakthrough in game technology. What Nintendo's new console delivers speaks directly to the players of EA Sports. Forward to seeing great EA content on this new platform. Imagine playing football with an innovative more immersive HD experience. Imagine a shooter like Battlefield with jaw-dropping graphics and smooth character animations of the front. Find matches, compete on leaderboards, and participate in a global community. And finally, imagine these EA games on a console with content, gameplay, and community that can be extended to mobile, social networks, as well as the web. Over the past months, we've been telling our from the thing that you buy to a place that you go. Nintendo's next console is truly transformational as well. A better platform
Thank you, John.